how it would be to decode the budget through the best business minds of India.
Don't let your attention waver for next 5 minutes and I'll embark you through the journey of unboxing the budget 2025 through the lens of best business minds of India. When we talk of budget, there are generally two sides to it. One is the revenue side and one is the expense side. We generally tend to look at budget from the taxation perspective more than otherwise. What is the personal taxation, corporate taxation, indirect taxation like GST, which product and service more GST, which product and service less GST, and so on and so forth. But the taxation part is the revenue for the government. It may be a cost for us to some extent, but overall it's not within our control to a greater extent. We can plan it a little bit. On the other part, the expenditure part of the government, which in the overall budget analysis we tend to miss. But that is where a lot of business opportunities lie. In general, in any country, if you look, majority part of the budget spending is done on construction and infrastructure sector. This year, the total budgetary allocation for construction and infrastructure sector is to whooping 12.3 lakh crores, which is the highest ever in the history of Indian budgets. So obviously what we can look forward to is a lot of projects related to roads, dams, railways, urban housing, affordable housing, and so on and so forth. So all those in the construction and related industry can look forward to those businesses coming up. With a 12.3 lakh crore budgetary allocation, it's a whooping amount. Next slide. To look forward to. Obviously, after construction, what follows immediately is interior and furnishing. So that's the second part of the business. When urban housing will increase, the whole ecosystem around that is going to develop. So not just interior and furnishing, but the ecosystem around that, which can be restaurants, grocery shops, and so many other aspects coming up. So all those businesses will definitely see a good surge coming up in times to come. Another important aspect that government generally looks forward to is the health and wellness sector. Next slide. The health and wellness sector, this year the budgetary allocation is 2.8 lakh crore rupees. So obviously these allocation would come into giving incentives in tax form, giving grants for research, giving incentives and schemes for purchase of medical related equipment, so that all those who are working in the medical and healthcare industry can expand their business to not just catering to more number of patients in a given time, but also to expand geographically to different locations. And definitely we have a large crowd from the medical and wellness industry in our chapter. So all those, they can look forward to these things. There are various schemes coming up. Obviously we'll have to keep a watch, and what best suits us will decide how we can progress in times to come. After this government is targeting MSMEs to a very great extent, because MSMEs in general contribute to about 40% of the GDP, and it is the largest sector creating the employment. Largest employable sector is MSMEs. First and next is Indian Railways. So this is the biggest employment sector where the government is giving a lot of funding. The credit guarantee scheme, which was earlier up to 5 crore rupees, now has been increased to 10 crore rupees. And for exporter MSMEs, the same is 20 crore rupees. So if you are a MSME udyog doing export, you can get a CGTMSE scheme up to 20 crore rupees. Further, just having a Udyam Aadhar can make you eligible to get a credit card of 5 lakh rupees. Though in the first phase, government is planning to issue such 1 million credit cards. If you are lucky, you can get one. In the second phase, there would be many. Right? Obviously, thereafter comes the creation of image of our country, which can be created through exports and tourism. In exports particularly, export of premium items is something that is targeted. to a greater extent. Of course, in general, exports are something that government is looking forward to because that brings a lot of foreign exchange to the country. So I have particularly taken up the essential oils part over here because we have a member. Unfortunately, he's absent today, I believe.
He's already exported.
That was a good one. So, essential oils and other premium products, handicrafts, etc., that will get to see good days in export. So, all those who are in those business or related business can certainly look forward to such schemes. Further, there is a budgetary allocation of close to 15,000 crore rupees for rural and heritage tourism. So, all those who are in the tourism industry directly, tour organizers, car rentals, hotels and restaurants will definitely get benefited from it. Particularly those who are into rural and heritage related tourism, that is what the government wishes to boost. And apart from that, a whole ecosystem will be taken care of along with the tourism industry, who are not directly related but are indirectly catering to the industry, like nearby shops, the local handicraft, and so on and so forth. So all these are avenues that I believe we should be looking forward to from the budgets instead of focusing much on the taxation part, which is not in our control to a greater extent. I believe the tradition, which is more than 2,500 years old, you follow that. That is preparing a budget for your business, and I believe you already have done that. If not, and if not sure how to do it, I'll circulate a simple questionnaire. Just answering those will enable you to make the budget of your business quickly. Thank you.
Thank you, Avinash sir.